What's up, my friends? Welcome back. So, I actually love the fact that Nvidia charges ridiculously high prices for their high-end cards. You know why? Do you know why? I honestly, bro, for the price of a 4090, was able to get that ultra-wide OLED monitor and a 7900 XTX for the same price as buying a 4090. That is crazy. That is crazy. And you can't tell me, bro, like seriously, if you had my setup, I think you'd be freaking super happy. I don't ever have to use FSR. I can use native resolution at 3440 by 1440p and get OLED freaking HDR on an amazing freaking GPU that runs incredibly. And you think I'm joking? Dude, Fabio Pisco over on Ancient Gameplays just did a 40 game freaking thing on the 7900 XT, and that one's only got 20 gigs of VRAM. That card's an absolute monster. You're gonna be able to play on that ultra-wide monitor for a long time. So let me tell you exactly what I got so that you can understand, and you can do your own research and see if this would even be worth it to you. 7900 XTX. It's got 24 gigs of VRAM, 384-bit bus. This card's gonna be a monster for a while, especially at 1440p, and just as good at 3440 by 1440p. So when you take that into account, like, you're getting a good card that's gonna last you a long time. And with the current pricing of the 7900 XTX, you'd kind of be, like honestly guys, it'd be foolish to pass this up, especially with the fact that you can get that and the 39-inch LG ultra-wide monitor that I bought, which is with the black bars, it does 1440p at freaking at like a 32-inch screen size, which is pretty fine. Like, I don't mind that. I do absolutely. Once you go freaking ultra-wide, it's just so incredible. I play a lot of sim racing. I do a lot of open world games, so just having that extra screen real estate is so incredible for me. It's not even funny. Games just come to life and look significantly better than anything I've ever seen before. I got super dense pixels. I'm able to utilize virtual super resolution. I can bump it up to 3840 by 1620p, downsample back to the 3440 1440p. Then I can run AMD's fluid motion frames on all DX11, DX12, Vulkan, and OpenGL games now. And I can 100% be able to do whatever I want. So I tell you guys, like, honestly, the amount of money that you can save and still be happy with AMD is absolutely incredible. I don't know exactly when I became so radicalized towards AMD, or why I changed my whole mindset from like, oh, Nvidia is the best, because I did have that mindset. When I first got into it, I was like, oh, Nvidia is the best. And like, I could tell immediately with the 3080 10 gig when the 4000 series came out and it had new features that wouldn't run on like the old cards, I was like, are you kidding me, man? I was mad. I was like, dude, I don't want to be on this freaking hamster wheel. And then if you look at the new rumors for the pricing of Nvidia GPUs, that's crazy. That is madness, man. If they're really gonna try to sell a 5080 Super or 5080 with 16 gigs of VRAM for the same price as a 4090 now, with a cut down bus rate to 256 with half the shader cores of a 5090, oh my gosh, guys, that is insane. It doesn't even have the shader cores that a 4090 has. That is madness. Obviously, architectural, it's gonna be fine, and you probably won't even skip a beat or notice anything. 16 gigs of VRAM is pretty decent. You know, you could play most 4K games like with that. And overall, at the end of the day, like, what you're getting out of that experience is good. I mean, if you're really one that really loves that whole ray tracing thing, sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. I will tell you, I would much rather have OLED HDR over ray tracing any day of the week. Any day of the week. There are things, I do like the global illumination, obviously, and I do like the shadow maps and stuff like that. It looks pretty good. But other than that, like the reflections, sometimes, I mean, good old planar reflections or just, you know, I mean, sometimes I do want that ray tracing experience, but not at the cost that, I'm not broke. Let me say that real quick. I'm not broke. I work hard for my money. I have a good career. My wife has a good career. It's not that I'm broke. It's just that I don't like the feeling of feeling all that FOMO every time a new Nvidia GPU comes out, like feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta have the best. Because that's the kind of person I am, man. Like, I used to upgrade my phone every single year, and then I quit doing that, and that kind of helped me a lot, to be completely honest with you. I'm telling you guys, the experience that I get out of a 7900 XTX and an ultra-wide monitor, OLED ultra-wide monitor, for the same price as just buying that card, I'm pretty sure, like, I would almost say that I'm getting better overall frame rate on my monitor with my GPU than I think you'd be getting on a 4090 at 4K. I mean, because that's literally what you would buy that card for, is 4K. And I know you're still trying to use, I know you're still having to use DLSS on that freaking card. So, I mean, like, what's the point? If you have to use an upscaler to play at your selected resolution, what is the point of spending all that money when you could just wait a couple more generations and get that in the mid-range and still be, I don't know, guys. It's crazy. I like AMD. I think it's incredible. I love the money that I save. I love the experience that I get with it. And being able to utilize an ultra-wide monitor and get high refresh rate, be able to turn on AMD's fluid motion frames on everything. I was literally just playing some F1 24, bro. And I had fluid motion frames on, and that frame rate, 200 plus frames a second, zipping around freaking Spa. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? This feels incredible. Now, frame generation from AMD's Fluid Motion Frames 2 isn't perfect on every game, but when it works, it's damn good, and it's very convincing. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like, you've got the ability to run that driver level on every card. I bet Nvidia probably brings that to the Nvidia to the 50 series and says you can't do it on like the 4000 series. It's just not possible. And then AMD's like, oh yeah, well, now we're gonna make it so you. No, I'm just joking. I like the fact that AMD is open source. I think that is probably one of the driving factors that brings me over to the AMD thing. I don't like Apple because of the lockdown thing. I don't really care much for, now that I've been on PC for a couple of years, I don't really care much for the whole lockdownness of the console the console ecosystems either. I'm definitely more of that open source guy. I've been rocking Android for a long time. I like that open source. I feel like we get better features. They might run better on Nvidia, like Nvidia's features definitely would run better on Nvidia cards, just like Apple software runs great on Apple phones. It's just, I don't care for that. I would much rather have more openness and more stuff than I ever would on a lockdown GPU. Now, I get this thing thrown in my face all the time about RTX HDR. Man, that's been one of my struggles with Nvidia the whole freaking time, is the whole color representation thing. Like, I think HDR on my freaking AMD card looks incredible. I can even utilize the freaking built-in Windows Auto HDR, and it looks great on my AMD card. Like, I don't have the issue that everybody's talking about, like, oh my gosh, look what we finally get on 50 games. Okay, whatever, dude, have fun. Enjoy your Nvidia experience, but don't be foolish and don't be fooled by all the negativity out there about AMD not delivering. I rarely have problems, and the stuttering for me has always been less noticeable on AMD than it ever was on the Nvidia GPUs, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, and I get it. It's easy to like the top dog, bro. But I guarantee it, if all of a sudden AMD became number one, you're already seeing it with the CPUs. If AMD obviously became number one and had the better features and all the blah 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 and all that stuff, I guarantee it, all these bandwagon boys would be right over there on the AMD GPUs, being like, yeah, it's the best thing ever, and hating on Nvidia. So, and it's the same thing with the Pony Squad. If all of a sudden Xbox became number one, they would jump ship pretty quickly. It's the name of the game, guys. It's the name of the game. I'm just 10 steps ahead and 5 steps behind. So it is what it is. I like AMD. I hope they continue to get better. Obviously, the stuff that they've delivered for me now has me like tickled pink and super happy. So I don't have an issue with it. I don't. Like, I don't have the driver issues that everybody talks about. I guess I don't watch a whole lot of PORN ever, like, period. Like, I don't watch any of that, so I guess I don't have to worry about any of the viruses and all that stuff, like, corrupting my system. But this is crazy, man. Like, I'm sitting here rendering out of video. Oh, look, it's already done, man. It's already done. It works perfectly in my editing software. I use Cyberlink Power Director, man. Boom, already done. It's fast, and I'm uploading super high bitrate video from this Sony camera, dude. 6K at 125 bits. This thing records at really super high levels of footage, man, and I'm putting that in there, and it's running it, it's chewing right through it, and producing like the incredible videos that you guys get to see. Even this video is going to be edited on that right there, because if I upload this straight to YouTube, man, it takes like 3 days for these videos to upload because they're just so high bit rate. But if I put them on there and I upload them, oh man, they still come out pristine. They look incredible. So yes, my friends, AMD is absolutely worth your money. I just downloaded a whole bunch of the large language model stuff on there. I've been playing around with that, PyTorch and everything. This is pretty cool, man, Mistral. It's fun. Like, it's fun, guys. Like, you don't even understand what the heck you're talking about by saying that AMD can't compete. ROCm is starting to get very good. Just after watching the AI end-to-end thing with Lisa Su the other day, man, ROCm's coming along. A lot of developers are picking it up. AMD's launching a new, some new EPYC and some new MX, like all of their stuff for the AI processing, dude, and it's fast and it looks good, man. Like, I'm super excited about the AI stuff. I know a lot of people get sick and tired of hearing AI. I do too, but there's like things that I want to try with it, man. I was sitting here chatting it up with the bot, dude, and like just asking it a whole bunch of stuff, like, hey, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that. Man, you don't even need teachers anymore. You can literally just use freaking large language models to like completely teach you everything that you need to know. Like, that is freaking crazy, man. That's crazy. Pretty soon we're gonna have AI teachers teaching our children instead of like, we're just gonna sit them in front of an iPad and they're gonna be taught by large language models. That is crazy. Crazy. Don't have to have any more blue-haired teachers teaching our kids weird stuff anymore, man. That's awesome. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Hopefully you guys would give AMD a chance. If anything, get an AMD, top-end AMD GPU and the nicest freaking monitor you can buy for the cost of Nvidia's top-end GPU, and tell me you're not happy. I would love to see that. Tell me you wouldn't be happy with what I have right now. And improve it, like, prove it. I show you guys all the time that I'm happy. So I want to see that, man. Like, I want to know. So, all right, guys, have a good night. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.